What's up? How y'all doing out there in the nerd world? I'm Gannon, aka the Domesticated Caveman, and I'm here with my boy, Agent K, Zach Y, Photography. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Pardon the Articulation. It's episode 3, and we have a nice slate for you all. Thank you so much for joining us. Gannon and I are very excited to be on this journey with all of you. Gannon, how you doing today?
Another day in paradise, man. It's a Sunday fun day. I am awake. I'm alive. Life is good.
Awesome.
I can't complain. I cannot complain, man. So let's pull this bad boy up and let's jump off. Let's get right into this thing. What do you say, dude? I'm going to hit the clock here. All right. So one of the things that I've been playing around with a lot on Instagram lately is Reels. Thoroughly enjoy it. Something I've had a really good time messing around with. I want to say it's probably as entertaining as doing photography, if not maybe a little bit more. I'm trying not to overwhelm my feed with Reels, but I mean, it's easy and people seem to like them. What do you think?
Short form content is the way of the future. I mean, right now it is the hottest thing around. You look at TikToks, you look at Reels, you look at shorts, all this stuff, right? People are looking for that quick, easy dopamine hit that they get on these by scrolling. We call it doom scrolling, right? That's the whole thing. Yeah. If we can do that, if you can do that on your page or for Instagram, and people are doom scrolling your page, that's the whole point.
Yeah, no, I like it. What's up, 112 Miguel? Miguel, how you doing, buddy?
Miguel,
yeah,
welcome
man,
in.
Keep it real in here today. Pun intended. Yeah, I was doing a lot of just photography things on my site, on my feed, and I had some guys in the background that were saying you should really try Reels out. And so I did a few here and there, nothing special, just kind of things I was throwing together, not a lot of production in them. And honestly, it doesn't take a lot of production. I think it comes off more real on your Reels if you just kind of put that stuff together guerrilla style, caveman style, which is about all I know how to do. Slap it into a cap cut or whatever it is that you're using the video edit with. I don't know. I'm all about the Reels at this point, dude.
Yeah, one last thing before we move on is like the thing with Reels is that they live longer on your page. So your first 12 hours after posting a photo, that basically that photo is dead as far as interaction goes. Reels, yeah. I mean, that will continue to grow and grow and grow and it basically in perpetuity, which basically means forever. So
yeah, no, I agree. Say hi to some guys out there. What up, Miguel? What up, Michael? Good to see you guys in here.
Welcome in.
Yeah, just starting to gain a little bit of traction on this thing. So hopefully we find out that people will enjoy what we're doing. Okay, let's see here. Miguel says cap cut for the win. They're pretty cool on reaching out and getting code, etc. So yeah, there's been a lot of stuff with that with cap cut where people are a little bit, does this still belong to me after I upload it to CapCut? I think I'm too small of a fish to worry about it much. And I know how to use Premiere Pro and all that stuff, but it's just so easy to pull CapCut, slap it in there and just be done with it. So
yeah, I mean, if people are concerned about the ownership over their video, maybe they should learn how to edit themselves. CapCut is a app to allow you to do it easily. That you got to pay them for that. That's a service that we're providing.
Yeah, who's got time to learn all that stuff otherwise?
But exactly. Anyway. So might as well pay a fee.
Right, exactly. All right, so speaking of cool stuff, so I use Photoshop, and as many photographers do, and one of the things that I found, over the years that has been very helpful for me is Boris FX magic. And for the record, Boris, we're not getting paid to say any of this stuff. It's just one of the things that I get a lot of questions about. How are you doing that? How are you making that fire look real? How are you making those laser lights look real? How are you, doing the effects that you're doing in your photography? Well, the answer to that is plugins. Boris FX being one of those. What do you think about the plugin? I know you've seen some of the stuff.
Yeah, I think Boris is awesome from what I've seen with you and what people are using on the platform on Instagram. It's great. As a phone user, I don't get to use that stuff because I mean I could if I wanted to. I could like upload my photo into to Photoshop on my computer and do that, but it's it would be really convenient if I can have like a Boris FX mobile. And then
Right.
I mean, it's crazy the amount of stuff that you can get with Boris. And the thing is too, we talked about this in the behind the scenes before, is like Boris is not an AI generated tool. It can help you with AI generation, but what it's doing is it providing you with specific effects that you can manipulate and put in your photo. So you're still having to do the work. It's not typing a prompt and then it pops up, oh, Darth Vader's lightsaber, it has to be bright red with this blah 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 blah. Those effects are done by you. They're providing you the tool to do that. So I wish there will be, I mean, I'm sure there's apps like that you can get for mobile, but Boris FX specifically as a plugin on the phone would be sweet.
Yeah, it's one of those apps that I think it's one. I want to say it won an Oscar, but yeah, it's big Hollywood magic now that you can get locally on your little home machine. So anyway, that and several other various plugins that are available out there. If you're not using some plugins in your, we're not gatekeepers here, man. This is one of the things that we use. So there you go.
Before we move on, anybody that's in the chat, leave a comment. Feel free to jump in. If you guys are having an opinion or whatever, keep it friendly in the comments, but don't be afraid to engage. Dan and I are always looking at your comments, trying to see what it is that making you guys tick. So again, if you have an opinion on one of these topics, feel free to put it in there.
Let us know. Yeah, it's Boris is a monthly subscription service. It's not very expensive, like $8 or $10 a month or whatever, but it's, which goes right in with the rest of your subscription services, which add up in a hurry.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that's a whole other topic though.
Yes, so. It is.
Couldn't recommend it more though. Works very well. All right, next topic. So now we're going to talk about, buddy, you mentioned the phones beat cameras. So I have always been a photo guy, like a camera. I want a real camera in my hands. I want all the dials. I want all the switches. I want all the buttons. I know now, and you could probably speak to this a lot, but a lot of phones, they have pro apps for them that give you access to more things with the lenses, more aperture control. You talk about it. You shoot a lot with your phone.
Yeah. Oh, actually, exclusively. I have a camera. I have a camera, but I haven't even used it really. The thing about the phone is it's very convenient, and we have it here on the slides. Is can people actually tell anymore? I think to the naked eye, most people probably can't tell the difference between shot that's done on their phone or a shot that's done in the camera. And to the more inclined or people that are in the hobby, we can see, the clarity and stuff like that. But like on Instagram, on your phone, if I'm looking at an image, just scrolling through, that quality is not really it's going to affect you a little bit, but barely. I mean, you're looking at a photo for less than 10 seconds and then you move on. People aren't sitting there dissecting your photo. So if the clarity, it's not as clear, most people aren't paying attention to that. It's like, oh, that's an awesome picture of Batman. And then move on.
Yeah, no, that's a valid point. I've tried to do it with my phone, and maybe it's just because I'm so used to, I can never get my depth of field right and things like that when I'm shooting with my phone. But I think it's a great way to do test shots. I think Michael just said that out there. Like a lot of times I'll set up something and do kind of a test shot, see how's this going to look. What really I think is the great thing about shooting with the phone is the angles that you guys that shoot with your phones get, because, I mean, it's pretty easy to get that camera in there in a lot of places. So
it is.
Yeah. So you got, yeah, exactly. So Michael out here says he's used both, uses the phone to test himself. So yeah, I've done that. I tried to start a whole other domesticated caveman thing where I was just going to take one photo with my camera and do it that way. And then I was going to take another one with a phone and to see how close I could get the two photos together. I thought that'd be kind of fun. What's Miguel say? Rocking the Canon T7i. My phone can't do photos. It's an iPhone Air. There you go.
Yeah, full
Oh, yeah.
disclosure, your phone is never going to be as good as a camera as far as like quality of photos. You can get close, but close is like there's a huge gap. But for me, it's the convenience. I can literally take this out, pop up a figure, take a photo. Don't have to worry about uploading or anything. Can do all over here on this baby.
Yeah. Well, you're not hamstrung by any of constraints of shooting with a camera, because I'll go on vacation someplace and throw a figure, in the bag. And when I get there, I just have my phone, and it's like, dude, I can't make this look like these other guys do. So I think it probably takes practice, but anyway,
it's tricky.
All right.
It's tricky.
Yeah. Very, very extremely. All right. So let's talk about the kaiju takeover. It's funny because I was watching Jared Sir Dork's right before this. He was doing a live premiere, and he was unpacking a huge haul of kaijus that he had gotten in. I know I'm late to the game on this. I've got Godzilla and Ghidorah and some stuff, but and some of the little tiny buildings and all that. But the rage on this isn't going away. It's not a passing fad. This seems to get bigger and bigger. What do you think about this?
Yeah, kaiju seem to be very popular. I think there's like a sick, twisted kind of like mentality that we kind of think about the end of the world and how it could happen. Like, what if we were invaded by these giant ass monsters? What would we do? I think there's a part of us that like think about that. And when we're able to buy these figures, or there's nostalgia with Godzilla specifically or King Kong, we can kind of make these scenarios out in our cameras. And I think that's huge. I think that's a big part of it. Big part of it.
So, the nostalgia bait that you're talking about, like with these things, sometimes I kind of wonder, because, you talk about, dude, I mean, I'm not going to give away my age, but, this stuff, when it came out, that was in my age group. And it's interesting because I wonder sometimes if like the younger groups that get into this old stuff don't think that maybe it was bigger than it really was, if that makes sense. Because I remember thinking Godzilla was cool, and I liked the Godzilla movies, and there were some Godzilla toys, but we weren't running to the movie theater every time one of those 732 Godzilla movies came out either. I mean, some of it's just bad,
Well, the new ones now, they look really good. I watched what one came out like 2 years ago? Godzilla, the one from Japan, or whatever the hell it's called.
The -1's the one.
-1. Yeah. So I didn't see that one. I saw the one before it, and it's a great movie. So it's like, that's how this stuff stays relevant. And they're also, the figures are really cool looking anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. So Omega says $400. Yeah, there's some expensive ones out there. You've got he'd rather Pokemon. I saw, speaking of Jared, get a full-size Pokemon the other day.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, life size, which always cracks me up. Life size. Well, that's what we assume it would be in real life. So, right?
I like Michael's thumbnail, his profile picture on here.
Oh yeah,
love that figure, by the way. Awesome.
The old black and white movies with the dudes, yes, in the suits, walking around. You could tell it was a dude in a suit. Like, that's what I'm talking about when I talk about the nostalgia bait side of this thing a little bit. It's kind of like, I remember these things. I remember being a kid going, that's a dude in a suit.
That's how it was with early Power Rangers. I loved Power Rangers, like Mighty Morphin when I was a kid. There's a bunch of guys sitting in the suits that were these giant monsters. And think about how they did that. It's crazy, because they built all these miniature worlds to blow up.
Right. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Oh man, guys with costumes. Yes, I 100% agree. That was always my thing on it when I was a kid. Maybe I expected too much. I don't know. All right, let's go over to our next one here. So, more Star Wars movies. I went and saw Mando and Grogu on opening day. I won't get into that. We kind of talked about this last week. I think they jumped the shark by killing Grogu off, but
that's unbelievable. Why would they do that?
I'm just kidding, or am I?
Yeah.
But no, the one of the things that I think is telling about what my problem is with Star Wars right now. It's not Star Wars, the universe. I love the Star Wars universe. This slide is a perfect representation of what I have issues with when it comes to Star Wars. And I generated these slides, shockingly, through AI because I'm not an artist and I don't have time to make 10 slides every week for this stuff, So, full disclosure, make my slides with AI. But you'll notice that there's no pictures of Star Wars, anything in this. And that's because Disney, it won't let you do anything. Like anything. Talk to me, Zach.
I'm sick of Star Wars. I haven't watched Star Wars, I think, in a very long time, and it is fatigue. So I'm actually, it's gonna come to a point where I'm getting excited for Star Wars again. I think the last Star Wars project I watched was the Obi-Wan series, and I hated it. So like the Kenobi series they had on Disney, I hated it. So I'm like, okay, I'm done with Star Wars. I will go back and watch the old ones, but like this new stuff coming out is just, I'm over it. So yeah. I don't know.
No, Disney's the cash cow, man.
Yeah. You talked about how like it's not accessible to you, and I said it on the pre-show. It's like having the Disney princess stuck up in the high tower nobody else can get to. That's what Star Wars is to Disney.
Yeah. How can you be a fan right now when all you're dealing with? I mean, you don't dare put a picture of anything Star Wars without a license, or you're going to get struck down, banned, whatever. And when the AI bots and when they're telling you, we're not touching that, guardrails up, it's like, dude, come on, Disney, man, lighten up a little bit. So yes, as Miguel says, the IP is strong in this.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah. So anyway, not to complain too much about Star Wars, but hey, Mando and Grogu was good. I mean, it's like watching 3 or 4 episodes of Mando or Grogu on Disney Plus. That's no real plot move forwards, no real, it's just Mando and Grogu doing what they do. So anyway, next slide. So this brings us kind of in coming around here to, if you don't, G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Transformers, go down the list of these huge IPs. They all had a hit show, right? Like something was big for them. How do you see it that these smaller toy lines are somehow becoming so successful without these toy shows? Mythic Legions, just go down the list of them. What do you think?
Well, I think it's because the mass overpriced, overproduced stuff is starting to lose its quality, and it's just saturated. Where everywhere you look, you go down a toy aisle, right? It's all dinosaurs, it's all Batman, Spider-Man, it's all the same old stuff. With stuff like Mythic Legions or these other companies, or even stuff that are using similar IPs or the same IP like ILPZZ, that are coming with these very refreshing takes, or just awesome, affordable action figures. That's what they're capturing. They're capturing the audience that's sick and tired of the oversaturated content we're getting year over year, where it's just garbage in, garbage out. So with companies like that, with like Mythic Legion and 4 Horsemen, they're creating new excitement around action figures with this new IP because it's so different.
Yeah. How many times do we need to see how Batman's origin story or Spider-Man's origin story, or, any of them? Like, how many times do you have to see the origin story before it's like, dudes, we get it? I can tell you right now, flat out, this thing that I've been watching over Spider-Man Noir, well, it's a breath of fresh air, man. Like, it really is. Like, and there's going to be people that probably hate that one, but good acting, good script, just something different, man, than what we're used to seeing all the time. So we get it. We know who Spider-Man is. Let's tell a story now.
Yeah, right.
So, anyway, right on. Next slide. Okay, this one's going to hit some people in some spots here, because this is a hot take, man. Sometimes I get figures that have too many damn accessories with them. Like, just seriously, dude, you pop the box open and it becomes like a parts bin instead of like, there's things that come with figures that I've never used, that I'm never going to use. Just give me some hands, give me maybe a head sculpt or two, and let me and some guns and stuff. But like it gets to just the points of ridiculous with this. Your thoughts?
No, well, I 100% agree. I think there is a time where it's too much stuff in a box. Like you said, give me 2 or 3 sets of hands, everything I need. I need action hands, I need posing hands, I need fists. Like that's basically it, right? A head sculpt or 2, a plain face, an angry face, or an expression, and that's really it. And some weapons or whatever that's appropriate. But there are companies that just have, like you said, you open up this box and there's trays and trays and trays, like 3 trays of stuff. Where am I supposed to use all of that at one time? I have one action figure. I have to buy another 3 or 4 of these to have all these parts and play, like everything on each version that you're putting in this box. What am I supposed to do to manage this stuff? It's ridiculous. You're asking me now to not to go figure out how I'm going to organize it, how I'm going to keep this shit together. It's like, Jesus, relax, people.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah, every time I get something, especially, I tell you what's the anime stuff's really bad about the little tiny face plates, like with the 732 different facial expressions. I mean, after a while, I actually have box after box after box, like tackle boxes, just full of these parts that they go in there, and guess what? They ain't ever coming out. I mean, if you ever get an idea and you're like, ooh, I could go get that, but then I forget how many things are in there, you know? So
needle in a haystack to find that stuff you need.
Yeah, and I've got it all labeled, all nice and everything. And I thought, dude, I'm spending more time organizing parts than I am taking photos, man. So
yeah, it becomes a job. It's a real chore.
Yeah. It's like Miguel. He said he got examples: the Mezco Pink Skulls, Mezco TNT, Diamond Selects. So yeah, it's a bunch of parts, man. Bunch of parts after a while. All right. So mini painting renaissance. I don't know if it's a renaissance or not. It just seems to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I have a new shop down the street from me. I've had the Warhammer place. It's like throw a rock and I can hit it from here. The Warhammer store that, you know, it's for the tabletop game, a lot of minis and things like that. Then a guy opened one down the street that's a Joy Toy dealer. So I started going in there a lot, you know, because I mean, I can see all the Joy Toys in person. And what I've discovered is that there is a huge community out there of people painting stuff. What do you think, Zach?
Yeah, I think with something like you mentioned the Joy Toy or Warhammer, Warhammer is allowed to bridge the gap between like 3 or 4 different genres of art, right? We have the painting community, we have the action figure or figurine community, you have the tabletop gamers and or video gamers too, because there's a whole gaming community that love Warhammer. It's able to kind of transcend all these genres and bring everybody together. And I think what you're seeing is I think there's a ripple effect with the AI that people are kind of getting back to grassroots and making stuff their own. That is causing, like you have here, a little bit of a renaissance. That's just my opinion. I don't know if that's actually true or factual, but you can kind of see that where people are starting to go towards more like doing things by hand instead of that instant gratification or typing in a prompt type thing. So I think there's a little bit there, but I don't know. What is your thoughts?
Well, so I walked into the store and I was talking to the guy and I was looking at the Joy Toys and he showed me all these little miniatures that they've been painting, and they have classes, they have groups. He gives you your first mini and says, you want to paint this? I mean, it's like like a drug, right? Like here's your first drug, kid. You know what I mean? But anyway, he starts showing me this rack of all these minis that are in the boxes, and you can pick out these sets that have like 1,000 points or whatever that means. 1,000 points. I guess that's the way the game works. I don't know anything about the game, but you know, there's, I don't know, 100 of these things in there or whatever. And then that was about $200. And then you go over and then there's the paints, and they're using this, you know, these certain brands of paints. They're really, and then out the door to get into an army building set was going to be like $500 or $600, you know, which the explanation too on that was, well, guess what? Most people spend $500 or $600. They take it out of the box, and there it is. They get a couple of shots of it. Now they've got a $500 or $600 statue sitting there. Well, you spent $500 or $600 on this. It's bang for the buck. I mean, you're going to sit there and paint those things for the next 6 months. So it's not spending $500 on one thing, you know. if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Well, it also becomes a piece that you made. It's an art piece. It's like for you, like you
Yeah.
did that. And
Yeah.
I think that type of expression has been lacking recently. So be able to, like I said, we see it with diorama builders too. They're building this stuff from the ground up, and they're making stuff that is great. And with Warhammer, or even with the other tabletop games, it gives you an opportunity to make a piece. They just give you the canvas to do so. And then when you're done with it, like, wow, this is freaking incredible.
Yeah.
You get to put that on your wall or on your shelf, and you're proud of that piece. It becomes a showpiece for you. And I think that's important.
I agree. Well, we spent some time on that one. All right. So speaking of, oh man, I'm gonna try not to get myself in trouble on this one. Community or audience. What is it exactly that separates those guys out there in the community that are kind of big names in the community that you just know are community driven versus dudes that are out there that they don't you're the audience, man. You just want to be they just want an audience. What do you think? And then I'll tell you what I see.
Yeah, I think it's like this what I can do for you as somebody that's making content, and then there's this like need to have like some sort of what's the word I'm thinking? You want them to basically pat your back without having to actually give them anything or work for it. So is that like entitlement? I think is what I'm thinking of. It's just stupid. I think we do have great examples in the community of people that are actually community driven. Like we talk about the toy marks all the time, who make it very inclusive and reach out to everybody. And there's other ones that don't care.
Yeah, I could tell you, I saw something this weekend where it was someone was whining and complaining about their likes and follows not being up to snuff and couldn't figure out why that was. I don't really know what the deal is. And, and then it was talking about, I show these guys out in the community how to do things. And, then they don't give me any props about it after I show them how to do it. And I go out and I look and I got like 5,000 followers and they're following like 99 people. And I'm like, dude, I mean,
that ratio doesn't make sense.
well, I only follow people, that I really like their stuff. Dude, what is that? What?
That goes against community.
I'm sitting here going, and if I put something out there and I show somebody how to do something, I mean, they should give me props for that.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I'm sitting and listening to this going, so yeah, I mean, clearly what we're looking for in that case was an audience, not a community. Right. And yeah, I didn't follow him.
What's up, Hunt? Thank you for joining us.
Hey, what's up, Hunt?
Miguel had a good comment out there. He said, community, I can inbox you. BS, keep it real. Audience like it and never replies. Yeah, I mean, you want to be able to keep it real with the community, and you want to be a part of the community, not somebody that's leading the community and just expects all the reward or acknowledgement.
Yeah, stop being fake is what I'm saying to people. Like, stop talking, stop touting the fact that you're a community guy when you're following 99 people in the community. No, you're not a community guy. So that's all I got to say about that. But
you're
anyway, phony. All right, one big buy. Let's talk about this now. So we've got, I don't know. Let's say you got $500 in your pocket. You go for the Grail. You get the haul. You do the upgrade. You get an experience. What are you doing, Kay? Talk to me.
I'm gonna buy an entry-level 3D printer. That's gonna be like, if I can afford it, find a printer that's used or secondhand for $500. I think that's what I want to do, because it gives me an opportunity to build the stuff I want to build for like my photos. And there's a lot of little pieces and stuff I want to buy, but like thinking about it, it's like, oh, it's like kind of expensive. And if I can get good at having a 3D printer, I think that's the way I want to go, because then I can start that will funnel directly into my photography and be a lot more fun that way. 500
bones get you a Bamboo P1S, which is a very nice entry print. That's beyond entry print. That thing's a workhorse. But anyway, yeah, that's a good place. I think for me, $500. If somebody just handed me $500 right now, Johnny Vaporoni.
Yeah, you've been after that for a while.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. So, and then, right, Michael says Warhammer figures, dude. I know, right? Like, I was in there last night messing around, like trying to figure out what I needed that I don't really need, but I'm gonna buy it anyway, type stuff. So, you know, hey guys, it looks like there's a lot of talk about the 3D printing stuff is for real. I dove into that about 2-3 months ago, and I was terrified of it because I've got so much on my plate that I didn't want to take on a whole new rabbit hole. Bamboo Labs, their printers and their setups in the background and like the way that you can, it's just easy. I don't know how to explain it to you, that the setup was easy. I'm not in there messing with stuff all the time. Change a spool of filament every once in a while and your money. So kudos to the 3D printing community, but we're going to catch up with you anyway.
Yeah, so at some point I'm going to get myself one for sure.
Right. Miguel's in. I was watching Miguel mess with the resin printers the other day, which the vats of liquid that looks like something somebody would fall into, in a factory. But very cool stuff. Anyway, all right. Well, coming up this week, we've got the boys over on Under the Radar over on GFPF. Make sure you check that show out because those guys are really, you talk about community guys, that's all they're doing. They're just showing guys that have under 1,000 photos or under 1,000 followers on their site. They highlight those accounts and try and get them over 1,000. And then Wednesday we've got the After Dark show. I'm sure we've got a really cool guest coming on there. I can't keep up. There's so many of those guys going through there. Thursday we have GFPF Live over on the GFPF channel. Kay, what you got going on, man?
Just I'm transitioning to a new position for a job. There's a new job coming up in my personal life I'm really excited about. So I got a little bit of downtime in between. I think I'm gonna get back to taking some photos, and I'm kind of, you see behind me, I got a giant pile of stuff on the floor. Kind of getting rid of some old stuff. But yeah, like Gannon said, go check out everybody on GFPF. Go look at all the different shows they have. I mean, next Friday? Are you guys doing the show next Friday? The 100?
I think it's the week after, but
the week after
we'll find out. I will tell you that the collabs are back over on GFPF.
Oh,
which
awesome!
Is nice. The collab page is back up, GFPF official. So yeah, it's nice to rebuild that community. Thanks, Instagram. Buttholes. But anyway, yeah, man. We'll circle back around, but we'll see you guys here on this show next Sunday.
Next Sunday.
Bat time, same bat channel.
Yeah.
It's 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Central. Until then, we'll see you guys soon. Later.
Don't forget to like and share, subscribe.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Bye-bye.